So, in today's video, I'll take on Zwift Unlocked. 5 Zwift races across 5 weeks with a single goal: getting better on the bike. For context, my Zwift racing score before stage 1 was 151, so I'm competing in the lowest category, category E. Anyway, time to begin our first race. 3, 2, 1, let's go. In this race, I quickly made my first mistake. I tried to stay in the group while pushing as little watts as possible. But I became too nonchalant sitting towards the back of the group. And of course, that's when the group split in front of me. We can do this. There we go. Back in the wheel, baby. That was pretty tough to survive, but I'm in the group, 10 riders and 1 climb left. It's only 1k at 3.3%, but I'm already on my limit, so this will be hard. I'll be honest, first half felt really good, but that second half, the final climb, absolutely slaughtered me. But hey, we finished the race, we got 6th, and I'm quite happy. During this race, I held 220 watts for 20 minutes. Not the greatest performance ever on a bicycle, but it's a solid start. And actually, my Zwift racing score went to 198. So I'm now in category D for my second race. I have to confess, I'm actually a bit sad that we got promoted to the next category, because today's race, I don't think I'll be competitive. Stage 2 was one of those races where I just did not have a good day on the bike, and I lost contact with the front group fairly quickly, in the first kilometer. But I don't do Zwift racing for the sole reason of comparing myself to others. The reason I race on Zwift is to improve compared to my previous self. So I kept pushing because I wanted to see if I could follow this group on the first climb. I gave it my absolute everything, but just before the top, my legs gave out. Riders started passing me left and right, but I did not want to give up, so I gathered my thoughts and kept riding. And eventually, I finished the race in 53rd position. Races like this, where you struggle from start to finish, not exactly pretty, but they are important. Like sure, they're physical training, but they also help you learn how to suffer. Today's video is sponsored by Zwift, the go-to training app for indoor cycling. Winter is coming, so the days are getting shorter and colder. The perfect time to hop on your indoor cycling setup and check out Zwift. Whether you want to take on a workout, challenge yourself by climbing a mountain, or race against people on your level, Zwift is the place to be. And if you want to try out Zwift but you don't have an indoor cycling setup yet, you're lucky. You can now get 10% off a Zwift ride with Kicker Core 2 through the link in the description. Anyway, check it out. But hey, it's fair to say that category D was quite a bit harder than category E. And actually, this is where it gets complicated. My Zwift racing score actually stayed the same, but the next 3 races have different race categories than the last 2 races. This means that despite having the same racing score, I'm back in category E. And to be honest, I'm not complaining, because this means I could potentially be competitive in our next race. Every single Zwift race I ride follows the same format, starting off with the simple goal of staying with the first group. And of course, afterwards hoping I've got something left in the end, to compete for the victory. So far, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm in the front group, first climb was doable, so I think I should be able to stay in the group until the final climb. From the 70 starters, only 13 riders made it this far, and I am one of them. But there is one more scary obstacle left, the Sgur climb, and this one is not that easy. That was quite a bit of suffering, but I finished 8th. Considering I'm not exactly a light rider, I'm not surprised that the final climb was too much for me. But to be honest, I'm happy with 8th place. But you might remember, in my last video, I wrote an FTP test, and my result was 238 watts. It turns out, in today's race, I increased my FTP to 244 watts. Like sure, it's not much, but it's honest work. It shows that I'm improving, which motivates me. And actually, speaking of getting better, this third race increased my Zwift racing score to 213, which means I've once again been promoted to category D. This also means there is no chance that I'll be competitive in this next race. This race took place on a brand new route in New York called Spinfinity, and there's actually a brand new Zwift feature on this map. These blue arrows basically work like a boost pad in Mario Kart. And because I weigh a lot more, I lose momentum a lot faster, having to push 600 watts just to keep up with the rest. Next up is the Brooklyn Bridge, and this is where suffering begins. I gotta say, those two climbs were absolutely brutal. But I did make it into a group fighting for top 50, until I got dropped with about 3 kilometers to go. Whoopsie. Anyway, after a pretty strong race, I finished 53rd place. That was a hard race, but I'm actually pretty happy because I knew I was not gonna be competitive for the victory, so it was all about my own performance. By finishing in the top half of this race, I felt like I had proven to myself that I deserved to be in category D. Now, it turns out that Zwift does not agree with me. My Zwift racing score dropped from 213 back to 207. So yeah, I'm back in category E. But hey, at least that means I should be competitive in our final race. I hope. Honestly, the first half of this race was light work. I was in group 1 and feeling pretty good. But now it's time for the main obstacle of this race, the Brooklyn Bridge. Not exactly the biggest climb in the world, but it's still climbing. So yeah, for a heavy rider like myself, this could be my downfall. I must confess, mentally I went pretty deep on that climb, but I made it to the second group on the road. And actually, the first group was only 5 seconds ahead, so I started pacing. And we caught the first group pretty quickly at the foot of the next climb. Once again, I made it to the second group on the road, with a single rider 4 seconds ahead. That rider was actually never caught, so the fight in the last kilometer was for second place. At the end of this race, I finished 5th, my best result in this video.
I am completely cooked. So done for.
Today's video was all about getting better on the bike through Zwift racing. At the start, my Zwift racing score was 151. Now it is 208. That's an improvement, but more importantly, breaking my FTP in one of the races That proves to me that I'm getting better, slowly but surely. And of course, this is only the beginning. As we speak, I'm competing in the Virtuslow Foreigner and Zwift League. 6 Zwift races every Sunday for 6 weeks. Every race is between 40 and 60 kilometers, so a proper challenge, but it's fun. The third race of this tournament is this Sunday, and I challenge you to join me. Go check out the link in the description and register now.